Hello, and welcome back to Everyday Courage for Extraordinary Times. Do you remember our first conversation? I mentioned a picture I had found on the internet of a tabby cat looking in the mirror and seeing a lion look back. And I said it raises a really good question, doesn't it? Who could you be and what could you achieve if you didn't let fear stop you from being that person, from achieving those goals? Now, imagine that picture in reverse. Imagine a lion looking in the mirror and seeing a tabby cat look back. And that's what so many of us do. We look in the mirror and pretend to see less than who's really there looking back at us. We settle for anemic dreams and goals in our life. Our magnificent dreams that we once had as kids have gone away. They've dissipated as it becomes another day, another dollar. What do you have to do to remember, to respark, to regalvanize that image, that you're meant to be? And I have a tool for that, and it's called the pyramid of self-belief. So imagine a pyramid, 4 levels, and on the very base of that pyramid is your self-concept. What do you see when you look at the world around you? Do you see a world of scarcity and risk and threat? Or do you see a world of abundance and opportunity? Do you see a fixed pie and you have to take something away from somebody else to get your share? Or do you see an infinitely expandable pie where everybody can get more? What do you see when you look at other people? Do you see threat? Do you see risk? Do you see people you don't like? Or do you see people who are potential friends? Do you look beyond name tags and skin color and all those superficialities? Are you a paranoid or are you a Diana rat? Don't look the word up, I made it up. It's the word paranoid spelled backwards. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But do you see people as potential enemies or potential friends? And it is also, concept is a religious notion. What's your concept of God? And it's not for me to tell you what to believe, and I won't, but I will tell you this. What you do believe will have a profound influence on your mindset, your attitudes, on what you do, and on the course of your life. For example, if you believe that God is a vengeful judge sitting up there in heaven, keeping track of all your sins, all your misbehaviors, all the things you believe or don't believe, so that you can be punished or rewarded after you die, you're going to have a very different life than if you see God as being a loving, merciful entity up there who really wants you to find love and find happiness and find success and will help you do that. And that will be a very different life than if you see God as being something up there on the shelf with Santa Claus, the Tooth Fairy, and the Easter Bunny. And again, it's not for me to tell you what to believe, but I will challenge you with this question. Do the things that you believe support who you want to be? Are they helping you or hindering you in achieving the goals in your life? And if the answer is they're not being helpful, they're causing you pain, maybe you should challenge what those beliefs are. Now, on that foundation of self-concept, the next level is self-image. What do you see when you look in the mirror? Do you see a winner or do you see a loser? Or worse yet, a victim? And don't tell me, oh yeah, I'm a winner, without first looking at what's going on up here and what's going on in here. You tell me you're a winner, but you have a real sense of entitlement. The world owes me, and you complain every time you don't get whatever it is you want. You're resentful. That's more the attitude, more the mindset of a victim, isn't it? I'll never forget, I once had a conversation with an attorney, a lawyer who specialized in representing people who had had some sort of a windfall, like winning the lottery. And I asked him, I said, I read somewhere that most people who win the lottery end up bankrupt. And he said, that's right. He said, 3 out of 5 will end up bankrupt within less than 2 years. I said, why is that? They win all this money and then they end up losing it? And he talked about self-image. He said, and if you buy lottery tickets, you may be offended here, but he said people who buy lottery tickets tend to see themselves as victims. They want somebody else to give them money that they don't have to earn to help them solve the problems they don't have the gumption to solve themselves. And what happens is This victim mindset suddenly has this huge influx of cash, and then what happens? The phone starts to ring, and it's the IRS, and it's all the friends and relatives they never knew they had, and they start feeling like a victim again. And he said one of two things has to happen. Either their inner self-image must change, they have to start seeing themselves as a winner, or, and he said, it turns out it's easier to spend $5 million after winning 3 than it is to change your self-image to become the kind of person who can manage that sort of a windfall. Now, on that foundation of image, what do you see when you look in the mirror? The next level is self-esteem. Do you like what you see when you look in the mirror? And again, before you say yes, pay attention to what's going on up here. What kind of self-talk do you hear? We have done live polling with thousands of people. 7 out of 10 say that they have constant struggles with negative self-talk. If that's you, that's a symptom of a self-esteem problem. We all struggle from it at one time or another. What do you say when you talk to yourself? Now, we're going to revisit this when we talk about the janitor in your attic and some of the other things. But if you want to live a courageous life, you have to be willing to stop the negative self-talk, to stop beating yourself up, to stop engaging in self-sabotaging behaviors. Now, at the top of our pyramid is self-confidence. Do you feel like you have what you need to meet the challenges of your life? Do you have the financial resources? Do you have the relationships you need? Do you have the skills that you need? And here's the paradox with this pyramid. You would think that if you want to change some element of your life, you would start down here on the foundation, right? Because everything else builds on it. But that's not how it works. Let's say, for example, that you're struggling financially. You know, you got bill collectors calling up, you're using one credit card to pay off another credit card, you're running away from debt collectors. What does that do to your self-esteem? It hurts. You don't like who you are when you're always in debt. What does it do to your self-image? Do you see yourself as a winner or as a victim of life? And what's your concept of the world? You're probably going to see scarcity much more than you're going to see abundance. Now, you start down here, sit on a cushion and meditate. I see money, dump trucks full of money, pouring it in my front. That's probably not going to work very well. I guarantee you it's not going to work very well. On the other hand, if you start up here with self-confidence, go to the library, go to the bookstore and get a book on how to manage your money more effectively. Get Dave Ramsey's book, The Total Money Makeover. Do what they tell you to do. You're going to start getting your finances under better control. You're going to spend less, you're going to save more, you're going to invest more wisely. As you do that, your self-esteem is going to go up. You're going to start seeing yourself as a winner, the kind of person who can manage your finances. And you're going to stop seeing just the scarcity in the world. You're going to start seeing the opportunities to invest more wisely, to give to other people because you have something yourself. Think about how you can go back to seeing and being that lion in the mirror. Because if you build on this pyramid, it will help you have the everyday courage that you need to have to meet the challenges of today's extraordinary and extraordinarily challenging world. I'll see you next time.